There are two constants in our life that we need to embrace in order to succeed. Madam President, fellow Toastmasters, and more welcome guests. If we need to know one of the constants, is everything is about change. Everything changes. Our life, when we were a kid, when we were a baby, we cannot see babies like forever. Everything changed. And then there are some aspects like nature that can affect even our lives. They can impact our lives. A hurricane can happen. 9/11 events can happen. Every time that we turn on the TV, there's a disaster happening in any place. Someone can be a perpetrator against you, against me, but there are also events that can happen, can impact our life, like an illness, a person that passed away from our family members. So everything is in constant change. And then, when we start thinking about these changes, we start thinking like what we need to do to embrace change. Because one of the problems that we face is the objection, the rejection of change. Why I need to change? And my question for you, why I need to change? Sometimes we want to stay still, we want to be idle, and in companies we ask the boss, when change is going to stop? And the reality is that change came forever to stay with us. In order to deal with change, there are different models that have been developed by many authors, how we can cope, embrace the change. And one of those methodologies is called the Asgard methodology. I'm going to put here this, I hope that you can read from the distance, but there are very simple 5 letters, okay? Asgard. So the first letter, what it stands for, is awareness. We need to be aware about what is happening in our reality. So we are isolated, we're not going to be able to understand what is happening in the world. So we need to understand, okay, what is there, what is happening, so we can take conscious, to observe, to perceive, to see what is in the world happening. For that change, also, what we see as change is like, okay, we have this change that we need to understand that we need to move, so that we need to move to something. The second thing that it says, desire. We need to have a desire to change, because if we don't want to change, then it's going to be difficult to implement the change in our own life. Sometimes we have a resistance, like, hey, I don't want to embrace this, I don't want that change. Like for the children, whenever the parents are divorcing, the children, they don't want the parents to be separated, but they need to learn that sometimes that is the best thing for their own parents. But then you see knowledge. When you start learning about knowledge, what are the events that are going to be helping us to embrace the change? The fourth one is about the ability. The ability to start executing the change. And then the fifth one is the reinforcement. So for all of us that are in this room, it's clear for me that we are here because we have the awareness to develop a skill, that we need to communicate something to our fellow human beings. We need to develop that. Second, it's the desire. You have that will, that desire that I want to deliver a better message. I want to listen also to better message, something that is not boring, but something that attracts my interest. Third, we see also knowledge. Through the books, through your testimonies, through all your messages that you're giving us, we are starting to grasp, understand that we need to learn and understand the knowledge. And four, the ability. That ability is only accomplished when we start practicing and delivering that. And of course, reinforcement. We see people coming back to the place. So I see that quite often. Just to give you an idea, there was one man, Pablo Casals. Pablo Casals, he used to play the cello. He worked with he was a famous musician. He was 80 years old, and he was still practicing up to 4 to 5 hours a day. And someone asked him, why are you practicing that? Why? I think that I'm starting to improve or learn more about how to play. So that was the drive that he had. But then we have also another change that is happening also. And today, if you look at the media, did you hear about the healthcare system? Everyone wants, like we are aware about the healthcare system, that we need to change there's a conscious about that, we need to embrace or change the system. However, there's no desire enough desire. Why is not enough desire? Because some people are being affected by that. If you're in the healthcare system, you say, hey, I'm going to be losing my job. So then it's that the knowledge I saw at the system that there was not enough. I tried to register on the healthcare.com that it was not possible to work. The ability, it was a disaster. So right now, for people that they don't have a system, it's going to be difficult. And of course, important. But the second concept I want to speak to you, it's about being aware about the love of God. Because with the love of God, we can understand and move to the next level. Religion, we need to develop that relationship with our Creator. It's not about worshiping the creation, but it's about worshiping our Creator. So my fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests, if we embrace these two constants, change, and understand also that the presence of God is among us, we will be able to succeed. Thank you.